The multi-billion-dollar Carmichael coal mine and port-cum-railhead project in Queensland in Australia, being operated by India's Adani group, will be one of the largest in the world. The Adanis have committed to creating 10,000 direct jobs and thousands indirectly. But the project is being severely criticized by environmental groups in Australia, who insist that it would be disastrous for the environment and could severely damage one of the world's great treasures, the Great Barrier Reef, located off the northeastern coast of the country. For several days, we've been trying to bring the two sides together to participate in a TV debate, and that finally airs tonight at 10 p.m. on the buck stops here. Participating is Ian Chappell, the great Australian cricketer. He's joined by Jeff Cousins, the president of the Australian Conservation Foundation, both of whom are completely opposed to the project. And defending the project, Jenny Hill, the mayor of Townsville in Queensland, in Australia, and also Sohail Seth, both of them entirely committed to seeing that this project goes through. So what is this controversy all about? We'll bring you excerpts of that interview in a few moments. First, here's the story. The Adani Group's $16.5 billion dream project has stumbled upon green hurdles, with some Australians launching what they claim is one of the biggest movements to shut down the coal mine, which they say endangers the Great Barrier Reef off the northeast of the country and vulnerable marine life. Former cricketer Ian Chappell, along with veteran environmentalists, have come together to draw a line in the sand with Adani. Chappell insists that while India and Australia share good cricketing ties, its future may be impacted.
The thought that this could affect the relationship, hopefully that'll get through.
An opinion poll indicates that 74.8% of Australians want the government to deny the company a $1 billion loan, though the Adanis insist that this opinion poll doesn't truly reflect Australian opinion.
Coal dust, coal fragments. If a ship was to have an accident there, it would be disastrous. And a great part of the Great Barrier Reef is already at severe risk.
But the government of Australia, both the federal and the state, seem to be in favour of it. So why is that? It's overcome all those hurdles.
Oh yes, well, politicians are often short-sighted, aren't they? They just look for votes.
But the Australian government has backed the project, saying that it'll bring in much-needed jobs. Once operational, it'll be one of the biggest coal mines in the world, producing 60 million tons of coal every year. The coal produced will be shipped to power plants in India to meet our growing energy needs.
The reality is we need the jobs in North Queensland. We've seen a downturn in industry. We don't get investment coming out of places like Melbourne or Sydney supporting us. And if anything, they've been detrimental to the growth of Northern Australia.
The group hopes to start the mine by 2020, but will the unprecedented campaign let Adani fulfill its Australian dream? Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
We have many multinationals out of China, out of other parts of Asia, and now we have one out of India. There are people who have said Chinese would never maintain the environmental records, but they are in Australia because we set down laws, we have good governance, and we have departments that do follow up. I would expect any foreign company to do the same thing here, and I do not see why the Adani company shouldn't be the same and shouldn't be expected, and I believe they will, because we have something in Australia called governance, and that's what we introduce in this country. This company's had more than 200 environmental regulations imposed on them and have had to go through all the licensing.
The Adanis believe they've got all of their environmental clearances. In fact, I'm told, as far as the Great Barrier Reef is concerned, there are nearly 200 clearances which they have. So why the complaint? What's the problem?
Well, I don't think coal is the way of the future. I believe that renewable energy is the way to go, and so obviously the fact that it is going to have an effect on the Great Barrier Reef, and the Great Barrier Reef is already struggling to a degree, that's the main reason for me getting involved.
All right, and you can see that entire show. It's a very special interview. We've got all the stakeholders involved over there. We've got Ian Chappell and Jeff Cousins, they represent the body that doesn't want the Adani project to go through. And we've got Jenny Hill, a key mayor in Queensland, who says that it is absolutely essential. And Sohail Seth as well, who argues that this project brings back a lot to India. It's important for us in this country. Two sides of this very contentious issue. On the buck stops here tonight at 10 p.m. We're going to take a short break. Up after that, the Uttarakhand High Court has issued